hustle, but the night we
know that the ride or die.
Welcome to the house of the princess.
I keep boys by my seat. Know that the ride or die.
I'm 50% righteous, 50% ratchet.
we hustle, but the night
Boys by my seat. Know that the ride or die. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when
Thank
I
y'all
was not
for joining
around.
us.
Certain people that I know.
Hey y'all. I decided, Benjamin, the plug keep coming out the computer. Let's move this out the way. Okay, let's try this again. Hey y'all. I'm coming back just because I promised that I would come back. The original stuff I had on tap for tonight was gonna be Tyree Nichols, and then I had to change it, and I was gonna try to do game night, but I just couldn't prep it properly in a short amount of time. Doing other things like washing clothes and stuff like that. I just decided to do something else random. So I'm here. So it's late at night. I hope y'all have pressed the like button and the subscribe button and all that hoodoo. How are you doing? Yes, I'm back. Hey, Miss Sweetie Pooh. Hey, Mother Black Diamond. I see you over in the other live. With Roxanne looking all crazy. Hey, Janet, how you doing? Hey, Miss Marva, how are you doing? How are y'all doing this evening? So look, I was trying to think of like how I could structure this live and what I could talk about. So I wanted to talk about trending topics, but I didn't want to talk about the trending topics. And then I was like, okay, let me talk about the throne room and a couple of other things that have been on everybody's mind, but I just didn't really want to do it. But first, we are going to go over this article in the throne room. And I had first thought about it to put it on I know you lying, but then I forgot. So first, I'm gonna palace now on. I saw this story yesterday or today, and it was about this widow, and it's gonna blow your mind because you would get mad. Most people will get mad if it happened to you. So I'm gonna bring this story up first so you could see it. I saw it on Instagram. Huh. Oh, I was supposed to play the music. I'll play the music going out. Okay, so look, this woman found her husband on the internet, right? But the trick to it was her husband is dead. Like he died 9 years earlier. Hey, Valencia. So here's the trick to this. So he died 9 years earlier, and she found him down to the internet. Plenty of restaurants use social media as a way to promote their food and atmosphere. But when one Indian eatery in England shared a video of happy diners enjoying their favorite dishes, they got a very unexpected response. The clip was captioned, "Join us for a perfect blend of exquisite flavors with classical and unique dishes inspired by ancient family recipes." But it wasn't the food that the one woman saw. That viewer named Lucy Watson responded to the clip asking, "How old is this footage? My late husband and his son are on the first shot, and he died in 2014. The restaurant Spice Cottage responded, commented, "Sorry to hear this. This footage was recorded last week." Unfortunately, Lucy never said anything else, leaving many wondering what was happening. One person wrote, "I need to know what's going on ASAP." And another woman stated, "We need closure to this." Someone else chimed in, "Can we have an update? I'm invested now." Some commenters suggested that the husband faked his own death, while others were certain that Lucy was just a plant, and this was a public stunt. The brainchild of a marketing genius who knew that it would make the restaurant go viral. Someone else joked, "I was there on this day and the flatbread I ordered arrived after our main course. It was my late nan." The widow has spoken out about what she saw since then. Okay, so I'm going to pull that up. So, yes, can you imagine? This is a whole new episode of cheating. Like, I know that's another country, but I'm like, why you just can't tell me that you don't want me? You know what I'm saying? Like, people is doing the most. Definitely doing the most. Hi, Brenda King. Welcome. So, let me stop screen. Let's share the other one. And I'm going to show y'all, I guess it's the Instagram post, right? So I don't think that's them. This is from the Elvis Duran in the morning show. The widow who saw her late husband, who died 9 years ago, eating at an Indian restaurant in the new video posted on Facebook, is now speaking out. Lucy Watson made plenty of people curious when she commented on a clip posted by an eatery in England called Spice Cottage. The video caption joined us for a blend of exquisite flavors with classical and unique dishes inspired by ancient family recipes. Seemed to just show lots of happy diners enjoying their favorite dishes. But Lucy saw something else. Her late husband, Harry Doherty. In the comments, she asked, "How old is this footage? My late husband and his son are on the first shot, and he died in 2014. The restaurant responded by saying, "Sorry to hear this. The footage was recorded last week." And commenters suggested he faked his own death or that Lucy was a plant, and all this was a publicity stunt, blah, 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 blah. She has responded that that's not all the case. The 59-year-old spoke with the Mail, stating that she is certain that that's her husband. Lucy first described stumbling upon the video and her reaction to it, saying, "I don't really use Facebook apart from snooping on friends or catching up with people. I was scrolling through and the video popped up. The moment I saw the thing, I thought, oh my God, that's Harry. It was so instant. I didn't even have to think he'd be eating chicken korma because that's all he ever ate." She added, "There was no doubt in my mind that it was my husband. I couldn't pause the thing, so I had to replay it about 30 times. And each time I was surer and surer." The reason she is positive is because of Harry's distinctive look, a big build with white hair. Even though the restaurant claimed the video was filmed recently, she is convinced that it isn't true. She is convinced that it isn't true, asserting that the eatery has never had that many people in it these days. She stated they are never busy like that anymore, and that's the problem. They've obviously posted this to generate customers because they're really up against it now. In response, the restaurant posted a comment to clarify some misunderstandings. They wrote that they recently refurbished that video that was filmed on January 9th, reflected those changes. They noted that before 2023, a white and red tablecloths adorned the tables, and so this had been recent footage. The comment ended, "This is a very unusual situation, and we hope this clarifies confusion." Okay. I'm writing on behalf of Spice Cottage as one of its managers. In regards to the incident regarding the Lucy Watson comment in her interview, we would like to clarify some misunderstandings. I run the social media aside of the business and recorded the promotional video to portray our new wooden tables and interior refurbishment. The refurbishment was completed in the early January 2023, and the promotional video highlights these changes. All videos used in the video were recorded with consent or whatever 9th of January 2023. Before January 2023, all of our tables were covered by red and white cloths. Henceforth, it's evident that this footage is recent. This is a very unusual situation. We hope this clarifies any confusion. And for the rumors that her husband had faked his death, she debunked those too, recalling how he was being very sick in the hospital and he waited a liver transplant. Unfortunately, he didn't make it, and then keep up to date by checking out the page. So my thing is this: is he dead or not? Okay, I see y'all doing salutations. Is he dead or not? How would you feel like if you saw somebody who you knew was your husband or whatever, and then you double back and say, well, he's dead, but that's him in the damn video? Like, I found that really, really odd. Like I said, if you don't want to be with me, just quit me. Okay. Or not. Is he dead or not? But I did come across that story and I thought it was like really wow. It is. It's really wow. I would freak the heck out. Yes, I hope y'all couldn't hear that buzzing all the way back here. I would freak the hell out. But at that point, I don't even want you. You know what I'm saying? If this was the case. But legally, I guess she's free. But that would make me obsessive. I would probably stalk that man for a little bit to get answers, because I would be like, is this really my husband? Did he fake his death? Or, who is that guy? And I know they probably wouldn't release his information, but it would drive me to feel away. Like I would truly investigate that person some type of way to find out, like, okay, I thought that this was this man that was sick and he's buried, but there has been stranger things happening with the government. They'll help you fake your death, or, you know, you don't know how they'll switch bodies. Like these things happen. They show us that stuff on TV. And please don't think that things on TV don't happen in real life. Like somebody came up with that idea based on some type of truth. So what if you was married to like somebody who was in the government? Uh something like that. The sweetie poo said that would be his ass. I would go back to the cemetery and dig them up to be sure. Right. If I didn't set you on fire, and even with that, like you don't see him go be set on fire. If I didn't set you on fire, like I don't know what happened to you and where you at. Sweetie Pooh said, "Don't play with my life. Don't play with me." I was like, where do we come up with these stories? Where? And where do these people come up with this BS? So look, and I'm not gonna be before the church long tonight. Okay, it's 11:22 Central Time. Okay. I wanted to talk about this thing. One, I didn't even put it in the thumbnail because I do know it's a sensational topic, and I I personally don't like these people. I don't even know them. I don't know the depths of them. But I know goddamn that every time I turn on Beyonce's internet, or I open up my phone and I go to Instagram or go to Facebook, something like that, the neighborhood talk and shade room, I see Krishan Rock and Blueface. And I don't like talking about them, and I won't, because I feel that everybody's talking about them, that they are in fact a trending topic. I'm not gonna really talk about them, but I'm gonna talk about the situations, and then I will reflect other situations. I saw somebody make a point today, and I thought it was very interesting. Okay, how did you know we was gonna say that? The more we talk about them, the more it gives them light and trending, and they're making money off of this foolishness, right? So this week, which the only reason why I know about these assholes is, again, every time I turn on Instagram, they're there. Okay. They're not for my generation. Most of the people that's on this channel, it's not for our generation at all. But they are our sons and our daughters, right? And I see a lost little girl who had her life ahead of her. The more I see things, I heard that she had a track and field scholarship to college. Pretty young woman. Now she walks around with her front tooth knocked up out of her skull, right? Um, she spazzed out on an interview recently. She has a problem with drugs and alcohol. Okay. What does this say? For all the wrong reasons and being compensated reward for being violent, abusive, intoxicated, toxic. Yes. It just said Jesus up there holding my sin off. I didn't die. Right, right. So this young girl has an issue with alcoholism, depression. I say drugs because weed, all that stuff. I don't know if she does pills or booger sugar or none of that. I'm not saying that, but it's not just alcohol. Okay. Um, she has a substance abuse problem. We'll say that, and it's evident, and she has admitted to it. Right? They don't even know how to talk. Um, Now, as of today or last week, whatever, it's also the debut of the Bad Girls Club. Well, I'm not gonna play that during this, probably at the end, but not right now. The Bad Girls Club. So I haven't watched BGC in a long time. I tried to watch the first return of BGC on Zeus, and all it was a bunch of cackling with Tanisha and Natalie. Like, all they do is holler over each other, and I'm like, well, what's the point? And you 30 years old working on 40. I don't want to see y'all just sitting there fighting. Like, it was bad enough when we were watching it back in the early 2000s, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. But now it's just pathetic. So now you're promoting basically a fight promoter, a whole new generation of children, young girls, to fight. I've seen previews of the girl, she bent over to clap her booty, and they could see the tampon falling out of her behind. Okay. And like, cause she didn't have no panties on and got on the floor, to twerk for them. And I'm like, who raised you? Is this our kids? Is this what's going on? And this girl is a part of that culture and that people. So now the first thing I see today on my thing is a post of her on Baddies West. So last week she was so busy she couldn't come do the photo shoot. And this week they say something to her. Okay, she popped the girl in the mouth. This girl is dangerous as far as I'm concerned. They say she's a sweet soul. I'm not watching this shit to find out. Okay, I haven't watched none of that shit. But she talked like she whispers. So they say she can sing, and that's another talent that she has, but it's overshadowed by the violence that's being promoted and the bad behavior that's been promoted. And I heard that she come from a good stock. I got good parents, and even her parents tried to defend her and help her. She got a daddy in her life. She got a daddy in her life. And when the daddy and the brother go to defend her, excuse me, you sick your boyfriend on your daddy knocked the shit out that nigga for whatever reason. Like as he should. Okay. And you allow is he hits your daddy back. And you allow him to fight your father when your father is avenging your justice. And I recently saw a video of this woman and this man fighting on the street. And I mean, he punched her. And I saw the plainest Jane. She played the video. What's that man? I don't even remember the man's name. Is it Thomas somebody White? Tommy White, whatever that man's name is. He made a video saying that Blueface needs to mollywop this girl. And there are so many people who agree with this sentiment. No, I don't condone violence of any sort, right? Especially not domestic violence. Now, do I think that if somebody hits you, man or woman, that you should defend yourself? Yeah, you should. But to the extent that he defends himself and the fact that they keep going back and forth and fighting like they fight, that's not even domestic. That's two people fighting. They're fighting. Um, the violence keeps moving forward, and I'm afraid. Yeah, I did say that, Anthony. Internet. I'm afraid that moving forward, that somebody's going to get hurt, possibly fatally. Yeah, and y'all look quit, and then y'all look quit for this type of shit, right? So let's talk about that. I don't believe she's pregnant due to what I just saw on the shade room. And there's something wrong with these people, and I blame the parents because that's where it starts. And I think about what I really want to talk about is what are we doing as the older generation. And I'm not really that old, but all these people had these children early, and that's who the parents are of these people, anywhere from their 40s to their 60s and 70s. That is these people's parents, okay? Generation X. They she comes out last week, and it's all on my Twitter and everything else about she pregnant, right? And she says she pregnant and she got 3 pregnancy tests. Well, I don't always believe that when people, bitches at the stock photo, did you have somebody piss on the stick? Like, I don't be trusting none of that stuff anyway. I always wait it out, right? And right after that, he says, it ain't mine. You're with this woman. And it just shows you how people do shit on social media for attention. They're lacking attention somewhere. It's not, something's just not worth money, okay? It's not mad. She done slept with 10 dudes since I've been fucking her. Like, if you know she's a whore like that, why are you still with her? You with a woman who you deem as a whore, who physically fights you, who has an alcohol problem, And this is who you want to be with, right? And yes, please hit the like buttons. All of y'all, hit the likes buttons. Okay. Um, it's more than a trauma bond because there's no bond. Okay. There's a codependency there because he don't have the same traumas that she got. I believe they're bonded for money. Period. And she's flat out said, I seen a little clip on the internet, and she was like, well, I'm just with him. I just like him. We just make money together, but there's really no love. And again, ain't enough money in the world. It shouldn't be for you to sit up there and get your ass beat and everybody's taping it and you to be publicly embarrassed. I seen something about Coy LeRae was licking him in his face. So I don't know if that was real or not. Okay, they said he's sleeping with her. Like they both have whorish behavior. And they're young people. And it's celebrated on Zeus. So I'm gonna make it my business. I keep saying I'm gonna cut out Zeus because I keep forgetting, right? And it's hard because Zeus is a black owned network, right? Hey, Char. It's a black owned network. And in your heart of hearts, you want to support a black owned business, a black owned network. But when do we draw the line? Lemuel Plummer says, oh, we don't support the other shows that are good. And I've seen some of them. They all right. And he might be right about that. But I feel at the same time, I don't see no commercials for his sports show. I don't see none of that on social media, right? The only thing I see is the bad girls and shit like that. That's what you put you commit to having press behind and promotion behind the BS. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a pause for the cause. Thank you for the cash out. Thank you. They're not interested in having programming to uplift us. The main two programs they got on there is uh, that Krishan show with Blueface and the Baddie show. Violence on top of violence. Okay? And here y'all go, y'all sending it up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And they make me mad every time I hear him call him dad. She calls him daddy too. Oh my God. Yes, good morning. Um, and I'm like, when do we draw a line and stop this shit, right? So, and I'm making a connection with all of this. It might sound like little babblers to some people. So, a month ago, Chris Brown, and let me find the video. I'm going to find the video, matter of fact, and I'm going to show it. Chris Brown did a show on um, for the AMAs. And they have the practice and everything. And Roxy, I was in your bushes, okay, earlier. Y'all talking about that man. I didn't catch the beginning because I didn't have the notification. So what I'm gonna do is I am. Why can't I see it? Why does it look like that? I'm gonna not play the music per se, um, but I'm gonna share it and we'll talk over it because I don't want to keep starting and stopping it or whatever. and all this copyrighted music, and then I have to tell them why. I don't feel like doing paperwork. I ain't gonna lie to you. And fighting and possibly waiting 30 days for an answer. Why I use this copyrighted music, okay? Um, this is Chris Brown's American Music Awards performance, right? It does start off with Under the Influence. So that's what you're watching now. And it ends with a tribute to Michael Jackson. So this was actually just the practice stage. And you can only imagine how awesome it would have been if it had made to the real stage with all the backdrops and, the production behind it or whatever, right? Chris Brown is a very talented brother. Do I think he got problems? Hell freaking yes. Hell freaking yes. But I think he's worked hard for his career. Look at that. That move was dope, okay? She jumped up on that. Oh, Brenda said no. She said no to the Chris Brown. But Brenda, you cannot deny his talent. And this is what all these people, and we're going to bring it back to the talent of Krishan Rock and what's his name, Blueface, which they are not really famous to me. Okay, so now they're going into Beat It, My thing is, this is the whole show. It wasn't no overnight type of thing. He had to practice, weeks, possibly months to put these together. These shows are put together as much as a year in advance. And it was supposed to have been a tribute to Michael Jackson. And at the last minute, because everybody was so, well, not everybody, but it was a lot of people that were enraged about his abuse to Rihanna. Yes, it would have been amazing. Just the show itself, right? And that's what I look at too. I watched Chris Brown's documentary. I think it's on Netflix. I watched it a few years ago. And he spoke about his situation with Rihanna and the abuse. And he really went in depth with it, where I think a lot of times we had not gotten certain point of views of it. But this was about the time where he had just had royalty and he was starting to try to change his life and the way he acted. So he mentioned that he and Rihanna had a volatile relationship from time to time. And both of them had problems keeping their hands to themselves. And this is so reminiscent of what we're watching on TV and social media every day. Only difference between Chris Brown, Rihanna, and Screwface or Blueface and Krishan Rock is that their stuff is, oops, I'm dropping stuff, about to drop stuff on the floor, is there was no social media to the point that we have it today, right? But nonetheless, and I'm going to get to that point, whatever he is, and these people don't even look attractive to me. They not ugly, but they just like, girl, this what you going through it for? That's what I feel like. He they didn't have social media to the point that we have it now. It was just the budding of social media then. So they still had to go through stuff where the media would hide what was going on and PR and stuff like that. Everybody wasn't posting up every 5 minutes, taking pictures of you. They still had to deal with paparazzi instead of their friends putting their business up there, in the streets. Right? She said, I don't believe that both had issues putting their hands. I think she got tired of, well, I don't know. And that's what I'm looking for, Janet. She forgave him. Why can't the people? So he came out and told the truth. Yeah. And part of their issue is substance abuse and the pressure of being used in the public eye and not knowing, how to conduct themselves, right? So a couple of years later, now they finna do Thriller, right? A couple of years later, Rihanna grows up. She started freaking on Drake here every now and then. Now you realize that Drake and Chris Brown was getting into it, and part of the reason was over Rihanna. Okay, they both was trying to fudge. Since then, they have changed their life a little bit, and they have forgiven each other. Rihanna has flat out come out and said, look, I don't have no problems with Chris. Why do you? It happened to her. Why are we still holding a grudge against them? She said they both had faults. They both was doing some stuff that they ain't had no business doing. I have moved on with my life. And since then, let's be clear, Rihanna has recorded with Chris Brown and made money with Chris Brown. So this has happened. Has it been 20 years? Okay. Because my kid was young with 2003. It wasn't that long ago. But what we're going to say, the early 2010, it's been at least 10, 15 years ago, right? That this has happened. But we still hold his feet to the fire. And I'm showing this performance because we are still holding this man's feet to the fire. And he did all this work. And he was named the next person, the next best thing to Michael Jackson, right? And I'm sure this would have been the highlight and the pinnacle of this man's career. And you took it and you used it, you used it as a carrot in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Let me take that down. I know y'all hear me moving around. You took that and it's like you dangled a carrot over him. White people was okay with him. They did not care about him hitting on no black woman too much. But the minute it comes into question their money, they will cancel the hell out of you, right? Rihanna done moved on with her life. She holds a lot of the cards. But this time, the people said, no way. Again, I don't know how many substances Chris Brown uses today, but he's still singing about taking Robitussin, but I can't, take Molly's and Percocets. Hey, if that's what you want to do. But he does make people curb their use when his kids are around. At least he got enough respect for the kids, because some people don't have respect for the kids. He lost that deal because people said, oh, he is abusive. These same people. Well, let me go back before I say that. And you brought up a point. Let me go back and bring these points up because I was standing up. She doesn't have to. Well, she like thugs, okay? Let's not act like she not from the hood. Okay. This part. Brenda, you make a good point. He has abused other women. Karuche, Trey. Let's be specific. I'm sure there's others, but these are people in the public eye that we know of. the fact that he made a song with Zayden, um, you know, fuck you back to sleep. And he basically said, like, if I can't have you, I don't want nobody to have you, and I'm gonna stalk you. And he did stalk that girl. He did. Those are symbols of abuse. Um, I don't know what he's doing today, but I would like to see and hope that we would allow him to grow and grow out of that terrible behavior. So my question to y'all is, do we allow these people to grow? I'm indifferent that he has a lot of hatred towards melanated women. Ooh, well, his mama is light skinned, light bright, and she got 30 years taken off her face. I'm not like a big CB fan. I'm a CB fan. I like his songs, if they're good. He's a great performer. The TV, you okay? She popped in. They did record after. We hold this man's feet to the fire more than our baby daddies. Ooh, and that has babies all over the city, all the same age. But let him dip in it. Ooh, I'm with you when you're right. And people say that he's a cokehead. I don't know. I don't follow him. Yes, they have said he indulges a lot. That's why I just said substance abuse. Good evening. Hey, Lativia. I'm gonna have to follow you. This girl can sing, y'all, okay? I forgot who channel I was on a week or two ago. She busted out her note. But I know her from Sanitra's channel that she can sing. Yes, please max out the lights. I know that he does have an affinity for exotic looking girls or racially ambiguous looking girls. Sweeter than rice cake, worth sipping. Oh, the shade was real, okay? Yeah, his mama turned into a baby, okay? Sure, he sure don't. But y'all should see that as a blessing. He's no good. But can he grow? Can he grow being a better person, or has his environment tainted him? Now here we have this next generation of these two kids that are far, well, I'll just say young man, woman, that are far worse than Chris and Rihanna, right? But they make a trending topic literally every day. So after last week where she said she was pregnant and he called her all kind of whores every which way from Sunday, and he don't want to be with her, the next thing you see, literally like within the next 2 days, they're back on the neighborhood talk saying she went to some place saying she's getting married, okay, and she needed a wedding dress by Friday. And people was like, oh, hell no, all this kind of stuff. So come to find out right before this live, and this is why I changed the direction. This lame ass dude got a video that's coming out where it's called Dear Rock. Something like that. And they get married in the video. Girl still ain't got no front tooths. The song sounds horrible to me. The little piece I heard. And now that's supposed to be their new song. Okay. And again, he was like, I'm sorry for the stuff to put on you. But this young man is very problematic. The first and only song I've ever heard of him is the Tatiana song, Bust It Down Tatiana. Okay. And he did that with Cardi B. But then he went right behind the video and told everybody that Cardi B pussy stank, and she didn't have good hygiene, or she bent over and he wanted to throw up, and that's what he made public. So that's still an abuse of women. Even if her coochie did stink, like, did you have to tell the world that her coochie stink? No, you didn't. You know that woman still had a husband, and if I was Offset, I probably would have whooped the shit out of him just because for the disrespect, like, for real. And I don't understand these things. Even Carcucci forgave Rihanna for stealing back after the incident. She running around here wearing 50 big. Ooh, child, probably modeling for it too. I haven't watched this year's show either. Thank you for reminding me. He kept being problematic, but has he been very problematic lately, though? This is the question. Now, I'm not saying he's different. I'm just saying what he is. I've heard some inside stuff about him too, And they talk about the Kardashians, famous for being famous, and I think these people are just famous for being famous. I mean, if people want to support him, that's their business. And turn around and talk about protect black men. Let me put a star by that comment, honey. Protect black women. But how can we make men protect black women when black women don't even protect black women? Carbuity is money. How can we protect black women and black women don't even protect black women? And look, I even saw a clip on the internet where the girl supposedly had a therapy session with, what's that name? Dr. Francis. I don't know what Dr. Ish, whatever the people name is from Marriage Boot Camp, right? And she was, the whole thing was a farce. And it's like, this stuff is made for TV, but this girl life is in shambles, right? She's sitting up there drinking, and she literally, they tell you what kind of strong woman she is. She drinking the bottle of Patron, straight bottle of Patron. No glass, no nothing. No class, no glass. Just nothing. Honey, and therapy don't go like that. This part. This part. You can't support cancel culture if there's no redemption. There should be redemption, and that is what's problematic about cancel culture. But at what point do people just not be bothered to redeem themselves? We have to look at that too. Is Chris Brown trying to redeem himself or no? That part, yes. And please hit the like button. Hey, Mr. Listen, look. Hi. I'm so glad to have you. Look, you need to hook up with Dr. Dre. I'm going to ask you the same question because I know you be doing the do over there. Did you go see Beyonce? Okay? I want to know all the tea. Did you go see Beyonce? I've lasted 9 minutes watching that interview they had with Jason. My brain started. I forgot about that. I was going to start trying to watch it, right? Hey, Tria. She come up with all these different pages. And see, even if I'm watching that because I'm trying to stay on trending topics, it still goes against supporting them, right? But I am interested in the interview itself because people's like, it's enlightened. And I like, when Jason Lee interviews sometimes because he really gets to the tea. But again, these people are steady rewarded for bad behavior. So I'm asking this as well. And I put the, if you want to call in and say something, please, by all means, feel free to hit the button, right? These people get interviews, they get TV shows, and if we don't watch Jason, right? If we don't watch the interview, then we're not supporting a black man or semi-black man. We're not supporting Jason, right? And if we don't watch the shows on Zeus, then we're not supporting a black business. And we almost there. Go ahead, hit that like button. What do we do? Like, I want to put a poll up. First of all, put a 1 in the chat if you subscribe or watch the Zeus. 2 is no. 3 is hell no, I never will. 1 in the chat if you support Zeus. 2 no. 3 hell no, and I never will. Where you ain't no games tonight. We gonna do them tomorrow. So she'll be able to cheat in peace, okay? No, I didn't. It was an exclusive event. I didn't want to go through the protocol to secure a ticket. It was primarily for the royals and the elite. Well, you must have been some type of elite. You got invited to do the protocols. Okay? Okay. Right. There's no incentive to stop their poor behavior. It's encouraged. And I'm okay with that. Ooh, child. So we got a 3, hell no. A 2, a hell no. Hell no. Hell no, 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 no. Once upon a time, I would have, right? Like Diamond says, hell no. And Drea says, I watch Zeus, but I'm borrowing my friend password, so they only get $4.99. And then Black Diamond put an extra, no, no, no. I'm rooting for everyone black that's positive. And the key word is that's positive. So that's the thing. I don't want to support Zeus no more. And I think the reason why I supported Zeus in the first place was for the wrong reasons. But they came up in the pandemic. And also I wanted to support a black channel. But now they got some other channels, all black, and BT Play. Well, BT is owned by white folk. But you know what I'm saying. But this was an all black company employing all black employees, promoting 80% black, because there are some non-black shows on there. Okay, let's be clear. Promoting 80% black shows. So I'm like, yeah. But then I want to say I'm guilty. It was during the pandemic, and I was watching up some shows like I'm back to now, which I don't want to be in this place anymore. Where, okay, I'm working so much and I'm so busy that I can't sit down and relax, watch TV, or do things. You know, we should be like China. They have 2 weeks off like every season or something, where the whole city shuts down. The whole country shuts down, and they have holiday. That's some shit we don't do in capitalist America. So I knew the world was going to shut down before it shut down, right? Because some birdies told me. I didn't know it would shut down to the extent that it did, but I did know ahead of time that the world was going to shut down, because I knew a lot of people that worked in the school system. And I know a lot of higher ups. And that was the first thing that they have to regulate. That's one of the first things they have to regulate is children in schools, because it's an institution. And I'm familiar with some people that had clearances to move around the country when it was going to be shut down, right? So they said, look, school's going to be out on such and such a date. And we're approaching this 3-year mark since this has happened in our lives. Um, and I watched the Zeus Network because they said the real Black China was coming out. And I kid you not, the first thing I wanted to watch was Tokyo Tony and Black China get into a fight. Excuse me, and they encourage naps. Yes, naps. The hell on here. Oh, thank you, Brother Anthony. It's 9 a.m. Monday, and I just want to give a word of encouragement, praying for you and my fraternity brother Ricky Smiley and the loss of his son Brandon. Keep up the good work, beloved. Thank you so much. Yes, and I am going to talk about that in the trending topic show as well. He lost his son this morning, if you did not know, and he's 32 years old. People are coming out of here younger and younger. Okay. Roxy a little late. You got to fast forward. But she says a tree. Maybe in June. Thanks. Oh, you might be home for the summer and we could come down there to Georgia and come and see you. I have to admit, I did watch Tokyo Dating Show, and I think the first episode was on YouTube. Look, now I have what I did get a kick out of Tokyo Tony, right? But Tokyo Tony's show was less problematic than a lot of the other ones. You didn't see no fighting, maybe because they was old. But you ain't see all that fighting and throwing stuff and I'm finna beat your ass every 5 minutes. You didn't see that on Tokyo Tony's show. It was just really ratchet, okay? Yes, he was. They didn't, I don't have details yet, Janet. And they didn't put them out there yet. Tokyo just did some horrors type stuff on the show, and they smoked reefer. It was more comical to me than anything. Now, in contrast to that, with Black China, she was doing all kind of stuff. But right now, Black China says she poor, right? But Black China was one of the first executive producers over there at the Zeus Network. So you're not gonna tell me you ain't got no type of money, man. Okay, my $4.99 a month, along with the other million people that pay $4.99 a month, that's some money there. Okay, and I'm learning about Tubi. I'm about to get over there. I got a friend with a movie on Tubi. Okay, but I heard the movies is trash. But nevertheless, she executive produced her show. She executive produced her mama's show. She executive produced this other show on there when it was the budding of OnlyFans. Okay, and that's how I learned about OnlyFans and how the people was making money. And then she made her OnlyFans the last, episode or whatever. But that's at least a minimum of 3 shows that she executive produced. And that's why you got Mr. Ray J, who's obviously in some of them shows abusing substances because he can't sit down. Like you see this in all of the shows. And more they said, oh, you like to fight? Let's sensationalize it. Let's have some more. When these people are supposed to sit down and talk. Look, I couldn't even get out. And Dita's on it, right? When these people are supposed to sit down and talk about situation, talk it out, they get to fighting. They get to fighting. And it's been, I think the Masika and Hazel Lee conversation never even made it to a goddamn conversation. All they did was fight. And they got a little Michael Blackson show over there. He's disrespectful to women. But it's funny, though. Like, that's one of the most even killed shows out of all of them that I've seen. And B. Simone had a dating show. Well, you knew it was fake. Because even the little girl from Little Women Atlanta was on there trying to date her, and she said she dated me. Like, you could tell that whole show was stupid. Excuse me. Then it came out way, whatever. That little boy, that man, he got a beard and he dressed up in them colorful wigs. He got a dating show talking about I love you. You know that's fake. All of that stuff where, if they get to tussling, it's fake. It's comedy. But not this new shit. This Baddies New York and this Krishan and Blueface, that is just pure violence. These new conversations show that is just pure violence. And I don't want to be a part of perpetuating these types of things. So say we boycott Zeus, right? Is it wrong for us to boycott Zeus? And if they say they went bankrupt, but he say that he got multiple businesses or whatever, and his family used to own a TV company. Say everybody boycott Zeus and they went bankrupt or something like that. You said you caught up. Are we wrong as a Black community for holding their feet to the fire if we put Zeus out of business? Or do you even think Zeus would be put out of business? Because it's obvious that this type of violence and this type of stuff is what people are looking for. But I do think people are getting tired of this Blueface and Krishan stuff, because I always go into the comments of these videos and if you go to the neighborhood talk, matter of fact, let's go on the trip. What it get? Because it's between the shade room and the neighborhood talk, and I'm not gonna be up here too much longer because it's time for bed, and I still be trying to do other stuff that ain't got no business doing on the way to bed. And this is why I want my blog to be just a little bit better in caliber of work. I want to cater to my audience. I don't see no response, is you? Y'all don't have no thoughts about if we put Zeus, will Black people being at fault for hurting another Black business if we stop watching them? Or is it their fault because of the type of content that they give us? So look, this is today. That's one, Krishan and Blueface. 2, this yesterday or today. 4 hours ago. This is Krishan. This is 4 hours ago. Krishan. So that's just 2 today. On this critter blaming Black women for why that boy got killed on the ground. Okay. This is a show. There's Krishan in there. That's Krishan right there. This one ain't just about her, but this the show she on, okay? So there's 3, and this is the Zeus Network, where they sitting up here fighting and carrying on, okay? Baddies West. So that's like 2.5. This is today, y'all. It's the panty police. I'm glad she wearing some, because half the time they don't wear them. She got that big old ass she lost. Can't fit no drawers. Okay. So that's Breonna Taylor. Stuff that matters. Okay, Young Miami speaking Spanglish. Chloe. These are all from today, so she got 2 from today. Okay, now This is Baddies West again. This is yesterday. Talking about how they gonna fight and also how they irritated at Krishan. So they got two from today. I reported some of this stuff. I reported this story earlier today. That shit was ghetto too. Okay, so they might have went through yesterday without talking about it completely, right? Oh, this was yesterday. This is the wedding, the fake wedding, where they found out it was just a video. Look at these comments that these people, even the people, is tired. Everything I know about these people is against my will. Y'all must be their manager, because damn, marketing toxicity at its finest. Like, these people is literally in the comments on a consistent basis. They like, we're tired of seeing these people. Literally. Y'all must be getting paid to feed us this. What did we do to deserve this? I promise we sorry. Why y'all fall for every, like, literally people is tired of seeing their asses too. I love Krishan, but he still entertain her. So whatever she do to him, oh well, he's selling her the fantasy she want. He love the attention too. Don't let him fool you. Okay, we're tired. 7+ billion other people walking this earth, and we are limited to these two. Okay. Like, even the people are tired of seeing them. This is just a day ago. We got 4 or 5 comments. And no, this blog is just like mine. You have multiple contributors, so some people get their stuff ready the day before and then it overlaps. Another one. Fighting Zeus Network. They fighting on the bus. And they putting hands and feet on a bitch, okay? Like, this kind of barbaric fighting. For what? They don't even be fighting over nothing. And this chick here, she is the fight promoter and makes money off of all of them. A black woman that does not protect other black women. Instead, they incite violence against black women. So we could just sit and fight all day. When do you grow older than that? And when do you start being a better person? Like, when? But literally, you can see they're posting about these people literally every day. Literally every day. There she go. Here we go. They got something about him. Something about violence and Zeus. Is this what our world is coming to, and our entertainment, that's the best we got? I'm too old to watch that. Yes, it's not for you. She said I had to refresh my comment. Why is Lunel's feet tied up? I guess that's a OnlyFans, right? And I guess she's doing bondage, but it looked like slave bondage. I didn't read the story, but yeah, fully. But that's, now if you go pay for OnlyFans and you buy a video, it's not up to you to share the video with everybody. Okay, that's between you and that person, and you pay extra for that video. So why is you leaking it? That shit is crazy. It's dumb. But I don't know. I just wanted to get up here and skit scat, you know, about this situation. Like I said, you won't find me talking about the latest stuff with that little girl and that man. I'm not, because it's too damn problematic for our community. It's too problematic for our community. Um, I feel like they bring us down as a community. You can give me your thoughts, but that's really how I feel. Like they're low hanging fruit, but we rather encourage that shit than to pull that girl up. Like there's nobody around her to pull her up and say, "Girl, if you could deserve better. Your life needs to be better than this. You got money. Why don't you take it and invest in businesses? Change it around. There's so many other ways to get business. They say that you can sing. They say you could do that. You know, Roxy, you might be right. But they should have caught her before she got down so low. Yeah, she has failed. That's what make it worse. I ain't mentioned that. She let that man pull up on her daddy. The people that's supposed to look out for you, that's trying to look out for you. At what point? Oh, excuse me. Did she battle with depression and lose her self worth to the fact that she got to where she is? She probably feeding those same people with the money she made. Ooh, true, true. That might be definitely be a case. But it's at the detriment and the sacrifice of her life. It's literally at the sacrifice of her life. Because when you're an alcoholic like that, it's hard to ever get back because there's so much damage that's done to you in multiple ways. We already know she messed up in the head, right? But I know people, y'all take shots of Patron. You know, that stuff is harsh. For me, I can't do it. I can't do shots. But this woman was sitting there drinking out the bottle like she was drinking water. Think about her tolerance and what that does to your liver, what it does to your insides. Her face is puffy all the time. I'm very close with an alcoholic, right? And over the years, I've seen him in so many stages. At one point, he was trying to take some pills to help him with his alcoholism. And he ended up in my house sick for 2 days. As I told him, as long as you can make it here, like it was so bad. He was like, I can't even see. But even going through rehab, going through different stages of wanting to be clean. And he can hear this if he chooses to click on this video. It's to a point that sometimes he has to drink to keep from getting sick. It comes to the point that the body And he's not the only person. I know this. My god brother had a problem with this too. God rest his soul. So I know what I'm talking about. The body can't function without it. It's just like water. You need water to live. And after you exhibit alcoholism so much, the body needs alcohol to live. Yeah, all of this. They go through different long term things. So what I'm thinking about is that girl maybe a little far gone. She don't even know the damage that she's done and that she's doing to herself. And some things money just can't buy. Money can't get your years back and your youth and your life back. It's like you look in her eyes. I can only look for a couple of seconds. And it looks like the life is just sucked out of her. So I watched her kick over whatever that was because I was curious about that interview. And I still don't fully understand why they were fighting. And the fact that she has no self respect, that she will go anywhere and fight. Anywhere. Anywhere. Baby, what you really fighting for? And she kicking over them people microphones, and kicking over them people's stuff. And they say she was drunk. Now when Chris Brown threw that chair threw them people down to NBC's windows, they couldn't blame it on substance abuse. He said, I told y'all asses not to ask me this, that question. And you did it anyway. And then he got mad and beat the window in. It's a rage issue. Should he have done it? No. But you can't sit up here and mess with these people's money and think that they're not going to mess with you back. And here it is 15 years later, whatever. That man is still suffering from these things that Champ is here. We might be going down tomorrow night. And that's when, thank God I don't drink after it. Yeah. But we got a lot of things to unpack and clean up in the community. One, these two people. How we promote toxicity, but we say we can't be toxic in our relationships. We didn't like Chris Brown because he beats on women. Yet we promote Blueface beating and singing about abuse towards women. Most of our rappers sing about abuse towards women. That's your faves. I have one of the children singing me XXX Tentacion, right? I might have heard a song of his or two. But you know what I heard more than anything? That he beat some girl brains in, and she was at his funeral and at his memorial, and the people attacked her on his behalf, and that was his woman that he was abusive towards. This is what we promote to our kids. She said, and I stopped listening to him. She said, I'm like, you don't have a song. You ain't going to. You know what? Except for CB, right? All of these artists, they promote violence against women, and some of the women promote violence against women. Like when everybody was up in arms about Summer Walker's album, right? I ain't gonna say she ain't gonna sing, but that girl needs some help. She another lost person, right? And I remember listening to her songs, and I was like, well, I'm happy with my relationship. I'm happy with myself. And all those songs, like, I'm like, do y'all listen to what this toxic girl is talking about? And what's that fast song? She was like, I'll beat your ass about my man. You know, uh, you know, don't hate your ex. I can't even think the song. The melody is in my head, but the words are not. And I'm like, this girl is sad. And these are unhealthy relationships. But y'all just jamming to, oh, this album is cool. I don't want that type of energy around me no more. XXX is a devil lover. No thanks. I didn't even hear about him till he passed. My kids, I have kids, so that's how I knew about it. And then, yeah, they do be worshiping all these idols and spirits. I'm sorry, Miss Weedy Pooh. Yeah, I don't want to speak out of turn because I know these people are listening. But my God, brother, when he passed, his cholesterol was through the roof. But one of the issues that had to do with it was alcoholism. And people would be tripping, like, we would run away. We would have talks late into the night, right? Either on the phone or he'd be at my house till he fall out. And we would talk about his alcoholism sometimes as well. Both these two people I've reference to is military. And I said, how can you just sit there and drink straight like that and drink every day? And one thing I found that was, consistent in everybody was alcohol. Alcohol helps me to cope. Alcohol helps me to sleep because I see these different images in my head. All of these things that I've witnessed. If I drink myself to sleep, then I'll stay asleep. And then I won't necessarily have to dream about these horrid things, right? And I can't say she hasn't had these experiences, but I don't think that she's had that type of experience, right? That would send her into those types of tizzies. But who's to say that she hasn't had other experiences, especially the one that one out of every three women experience in their lifetime? You figure it out, okay? Whether they're being forced to do something without their will. When you've been in a situation like that, your life is never, never the same. That's a whole nother conversation. Not fighting with another dog, except if that's my baby. Who would beat the man? He's free and at peace, right? Yes, that's pretty cool. But I'm at an hour and 25 minutes. I think I talked enough. Um, I don't see y'all be in the palace garden and y'all be waiting to come out. I can relate. Yeah, I just did a little babble, you know. Like I said, it's a lot of things in our community that we have to unpack, that we really have to evaluate our behaviors. how we perpetuate things that we say that we don't want to. So, how is Chris Brown the villain, but Blueface is not? How is it that we continue to cancel Chris Brown 15 years later and Blueface is not? And I really meant to touch on this R. Kelly thing again, like I had spoke last night on IG. How for a moment I've really been, behind the victims, and with the mute R. Kelly, but then sometimes those situations are hard. Seeing as I'm in the stepper community, the majority of the songs that they dance to, like I'm not going a day that I'm going out that they're not playing an R. Kelly song, at least 2 or 3 of them in rotation, right? But I've made it, my business that I ain't gonna support. I'm not gonna play it, right? But I know I've never said that I don't like R. Kelly's music. I just made a conscious decision to support the victim. And last night let me know. I just came to a realization. Chicago loves the hell out of R. Kelly. We know he's wrong as 2 left shoes. But we still support R. Kelly. And they got to play and Your Body Is Calling. That's like my favorite song that R. Kelly ever made. And I'm sitting here like, damn, you know. I do like the song. I'm not going to dance. But everybody's mostly unfazed by it. And I'm in the restroom having a conversation with someone. And it's like everybody knew he did effed up things. And he's wrong. And we all believe that he's wrong. But he makes good music. So do we stop listening to the music? But I don't want to stop listening to the music. Good night, Janet. People are torn. So people have canceled R. Kelly, but at the same time, they have not canceled R. Kelly. And R. Kelly has done things that are far more egregious than what Chris Brown has, than what Bill Cosby has, than what all of them put together has. And people still support him. So it just shows you about how ass backwards even our cancel culture is. We have selective outrage. Do I think Chris Brown should have been able to do that show? Yes, he should have been. Because he's been trying to keep his nose clean. And him doing that had nothing to do with what the fuck happened with Rihanna 15 years ago. If you were going to cancel him, you should have been canceling him all this time. Y'all should have been making a movement. But it's selective outrage. And this woman that it happened to said, leave him alone. And we are madder at the man. And he did nothing to us than the person whom it happened to. Meanwhile, we got this man literally punching this girl in the face. Punching her like a dude. And we follow shit. We give them a TV show. Go and fight each other to the death. Drink yourself to oblivion. If they're not doing Booger Sugar, and this is my opinions and thoughts, okay, YouTube. If they're not doing Booger Sugar already, they are not, at least her. The way I see her, she is not far off from doing it. And don't think doing those pills ain't like those pills be having heroin and cocaine in them. The Mollies and Percocets and all those types of pills. They have those drugs in them. And I feel sorry for them. because of their lost. They're lost. So people are just ass back ass. I say bass actors. Yeah, we don't protect black women. We don't protect black families. But that's a conversation for another day. Okay. But I hope that you have pressed the like button. Okay. That you've shown some manners. That you come in here, press the like button. That you subscribe to the channel. I thank y'all for coming back and sit with me before bedtime. Join the channel. Send a Cash App, a Venmo, a PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Cash App, okay, to the channel. Any way that you would like to support, I appreciate it. If you're watching on the replay, you can send a super thanks to support the channel and all that. I will be back tomorrow after I go out and do my thing. I don't think the thing should be that late. Maybe it'd be like 3 hours or something like that because it's an after work thing. But I appreciate y'all supporting me and watching me. And my little group of people, y'all stayed in here the whole time. I appreciate y'all. If no one has told you that they love you today, I'm going to tell you I love you. I hope that y'all have a magnificent day at work or wherever you're going. If you're being, whatever you're doing, in the crevices of your being, go ahead and do it. No judgment. Um, and I appreciate you being here because you can be anywhere, but you decide to be here with me. So, in exit, oh yeah, let me play this thing. I am going to play not a song this time. I'm gonna play the video of my boy being one. I'm promoting all this music on my channel, different artists or whatever. And even if you're a new artist and you or old artist, and if I think your music decent, I'll play it and promote it on the channel. But this is my boy Ben One. I've been knowing him, and that was my original boo before dead. That's my boy. His song, I couldn't think of what I wanted to say earlier. He was popular for the song. His first song was "I Never Leave My Girl." I met him. I remember in Club Wet when the song was out, and that was when I was young, and I wasn't a thought, but I was young and hot. You know, I had children already or a child, and I was doing my thing, and I met him in the club, and then going to the VIP section, and he was playing his song, whatever, and we have been cool ever since. So I watched his career, been a part of his career over the years, and that's my boy. So I'm going to leave you with um about that. Okay, this is the dirty version. So this has been one. His album is called The Platform. And just go look him up. All right, here we go, and you have a wonderful night and a great day. And the people that's in here, y'all over there in Dubai, y'all have a great work day. Okay, all right, bye.